Val, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Ready? Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the recommending meeting. I will call to order August 13th, 2018 at 10 a.m. That's agenda item number 1. Item number 2, we're in compliance with the open meeting law, correct?
Yes, we are.
Thank you. All right, item number 3, bill number 2018-25. This is an abeyance item for possible action amends various provisions of the Unified Development Code to provide for administrative deferrals and deviations regarding certain development requirements and to adjust the requirements for private streets and street terminations proposed by our city manager. So who would like to start with this?
Mr. Chairman, this item is, there's been no changes since last recommending when it was obeyed. Again, this item is cements the provisions of the memo of understanding that the city has with the Home Builders Association as a part of making residential fire sprinklers a part of our city code, and everything is in order. If there are any questions, staff is available.
Thank you. Any public comment on item number 3? Come on up. State your name, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Amanda Moss with the Southern Nevada Home Builders Association. I'd like to request my comments be made for every item on this agenda. We're here today to testify in support. The ordinance, the international code items, and the supplemental document of the IFC reflect many hours of hard work and engagement with stakeholders from your building department and fire department. It is a great benefit to industry and public safety to have regional codes, and your staff's effort to harmonize codes every 6 years is greatly appreciated by our members. Additionally, I'd like to thank the leadership of the mayor, city council, city management for bringing stakeholders together to adopt residential fire sprinklers. This represents a historic deal because, to our knowledge, no other home builders association has worked with a municipality on fire sprinkler ordinance. Thank you, Tom Perigo and the fire department for following through to ensure the ordinance matches the key components of the MOU. I'd like to clarify that this ordinance only applies to communities that have a chance to mitigate impacts of sprinklers using the negotiated points from the MOU reflected in item number 3. There will be some communities that have been approved but not yet built, and they should remain exempt from residential sprinklers. I also want to mention our support for streamlining the rural neighborhood street improvement items in agenda number 3. We'd like to thank Alan Pavelka and Peter Lowenstein for working so diligently with us on the final package, and we've come a long way since the end of the last year. Lastly, I'd like to mention, like all additional regulations, adopting these ordinances before you today puts additional pressure on home builders to increase price because the cost of construction increases. However, the mitigating measures approved as part of this package were a good faith effort to responsibly mitigate the impact and preserve access to the market for home buyers, and we support the overall package for that reason. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak on item number 3? All right, I'll close public comment. Any motions or comments up here?
Motion to approve.
Try that again.
Motion to approve.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve item number 3. Go ahead and vote. Motion carries unanimously. That will go to the August 15th City Council meeting. All right, item number 4 through item number 12. Val, if you don't have a problem, I'm going to open up all these at the same time. You okay with that? All right. So I'm going to open up item number 4, bill number 2018-26, adopts the city's fire code, International Fire Code 2018 edition. Item number 5, 2018-27, is the 2018 edition of the International Building Code. Item number 6, 2018-28, is the 2018 edition of the International Residential Code. Item number 7, 2018-29, is the 2018 International Existing Building Code. Item number 8, 2018-30, adopts the 2018 International Energy Conservation Code. Item number 9, 2018-31, adopts the 2018 International Swimming Pool and Spa Code. Item number 10, 2018-32, Adopts the 2018 Uniform Mechanical Code. Item number 2018-33 adopts the 2018 Uniform Plumbing Code. And item number 12, 2018-34 adopts the 2017 National Electrical Code. So all those are now open. Who wants to talk about all of those? One in specific, all of them, whatever you want to bring up.
Good morning. I'm here in the matter of 218-26.
Okay, and what's your name?
Robert Nolan. For the record, I'm Robert Nolan, Deputy Fire Chief, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, and the city's fire marshal.
Okay, so you're going to comment on item number 4?
Item number 4.
Okay, go ahead.
If passed, this bill will replace the 2012 International Fire Code and 2012 Consensus Code amendments with the 2018 International Fire Code and Consensus amendments. In addition to the testimony that I gave on July 30th, I'm pleased to report that we've made additions to both the Fire Code amendments in this bill as well as the Building Code to achieve nearly the same level of built-in fire protection life safety features normally found in high-rise buildings, but retaining the 55-foot trigger that we have enjoyed in this community for going on 40 years. We worked in collaboration with stakeholders from the professional fire service, building owner representatives, as well as construction and design professionals. I wish to personally acknowledge the time and effort that the members of IAFF Local 1285 put into this bill and the new amendments, particularly given the compressed time frame in which they were developed. It's imperative that we adopt the fire code and the building code by August 31st so that we could take advantage of the ability to exempt ourselves from the statutory requirements of the state fire marshal. Now, at this time, I would like to introduce the building official, Kevin McOsker, for more detailed discussion of these amendments.
Good morning. For the record, Kevin McOsker, Building and Safety Department. Thank you for allowing us to return to the recommending committee. I wanted to thank all the stakeholders who have invested time and effort in reevaluating our code adoption with respect to the high-rise provision. Based on the results of the July 30th recommending committee, we have formulated a revised building and code amendments with the professional firefighters of Nevada, our local 1285, and key constituents in the development community, which provide for additional level of protection for both occupants and local fire suppression staff in buildings greater than 55 feet. And it provides us an opportunity to reevaluate our high-rise provision. The new proposal provides for 6 additional features in buildings greater than 55 feet, the old high-rise rule, and 75 feet, the new proposed definition. These measures are consistent with the high-rise provisions and create a new set of requirements above and beyond those are required at 55 feet in the National Model Code. They are contained in a new section 429 of the International Building Code, specific for the city of Las Vegas. These include smoke detection, a voice and fire alarm communication system, a fire command center, emergency and standby power, and smoke-proof enclosures. I respectfully request that you approve both the building and fire codes with the modifications presented to you. On behalf of the other codes, we worked with our Southern Nevada building officials and our local stakeholders to develop the local amendments, and I would also respectfully request that you approve those codes as well. Thank you. Any questions?
So this document that I have here, it's IBC is amended by adding the following language to section 429. So this is the amendment?
That's the total of the amendments, yes, sir. Okay. Those are the 6 items. There's some subsection items that apply to some specific elements, specifically standby and emergency power. But
okay.
that was the negotiation we had with the professional firefighters and our industry stakeholders.
All right. Val?
Yes, just a clarification on the building code. Each of you have in front of you the changes on the building code item. All of that is new and represents what Mr. McOsker just referred to. On the fire code, I've highlighted in yellow the portions that we added to the existing supplemental document that are parallel changes regarding the 55 to 75-foot levels.
Okay, great. Okay, we'll continue with public comment. Come on up. Anybody who wants to comment on this? Obviously, you want to hear from you guys.
Good morning, Todd Inglesby with the Professional Firefighters of Nevada. I first want to thank Chairman Anthony, Councilwoman Fiore, and Councilman Coffin for your courageous insight and understanding of the situation to move to obey these items until today, so that the people that it will affect the most have the opportunity to provide input, concerns for such drastic changes. The firefighters have met with Chief Nolan and Mr. McCosker, and we have negotiated additional language, which he described earlier, and inclusions to the fire codes and the IBC that we are comfortable enough with to endorse to this committee as approval for the council's actions. These changes have been described to you earlier. As we move forward, I would like to ask this committee to bring to your council that any and all such drastic changes that affect your firefighters here in Las Vegas and across Nevada, that firefighters be given the opportunity to provide concern, input, and suggested changes for items that affect our lives, either through the council policy or regulation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else have public comment?
Don't let those guys go away, though. I'm going to ask them to come up again. Good morning.
Craig Salander regarding number 9. I'm representing Paragon Pools, and we just strongly recommend the passing of the ordinance in regards to the International Swimming Pool and Spa Code. We feel that will ensure professionalism across the board for our industry.
Great.
Okay?
Thank you for coming
Thank
down. Any other public comment? Okay, I will close public comment.
Motion to approve?
Can I ask some questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks. Thanks. And I'm probably going to support your motion, but I want to get a couple of things clarified. Thank you very much, colleague. This would be a question both for building and safety as well as for the fire local, Todd and his partner here. So, question is, I know that we had this situation 2 years ago, and I opposed the change. It went, though, city manager and the team took it to Carson City, where it was fed back as being not acceptable. So yeah, that was just on the 55 to 75. So I think we're okay if that's all that's been changed. You've got it back down to 55. But I'm not sure you have, because there's a lot of language here. So just let me ask you this. Is there any 1% change in fire safety? We have the safest fire regs in the country. I don't want to just be like everybody else, you know, adopting a building code or a fire code from somebody else. Nevada has to lead the pack, so we can't just be like the others, and especially other countries. I came into the legislature the year after the MGM and Hilton fires, and hotels were still unhappy about all the retrofitting. And they were making quiet little moves to try to stop the retrofitting in the high-rises, but they quickly stopped that. The point is that I don't want to see 1% change in our safety on those high-rises. It's just, I need to know that you're telling me there is no change in safety.
Kevin McCosker, Building and Safety. So it's difficult to say that there's not any change in safety. I'm kind of struggling with that concept. But what I want to say is that when we were back in the 80s, when we put the retrofit ordinance together, the codes were a lot different. Our level of safety that's provided in the National Model Code has substantially increased over the past 4 decades. So in addition to these 6 items that we're pulling out from the high-rise provisions, these buildings will be safe.
Well, when you say they will be safe, of course they'll be safe. It's just that, are we changing the level of safety?
We're providing additional levels of protection in those buildings that go beyond the minimum code requirements. Also, during our snowball process with the building code and fire code amendments, we have close to 300 amendments, which make our building and fire codes most stringent in the country.
Okay, I couldn't do a word search from my home on this document, the fire code. Does it address EFIS and the safety of EFIS and the standards of installation and inspection?
Yes, sir, it does.
Please explain. I frankly don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's that foam coating on the exterior of buildings.
Yeah, exterior insulated finish systems are regulated in the building codes and have protections built into them based on the height of the building and the size of the building and the type of construction that it's being proposed.
But Kevin, that stuff, I know it always says, if properly installed, comma, you know, in our regs and our contracts that are out there, construction contracts, but sometimes it's not, as you can see from the fires at the Monte Carlo, and I'm trying to think of who else recently had a problem with melting. It looks like napalm when it catches fire. You know, did you address anything? Is there anything about penalties, for example, on improper installation of contractors, by contractors?
So in the building code, there's no penalties per se in the code for constructing things that are non-compliant, but they do have to make those corrections if they're discovered as part of the construction process.
So if they're discovered is the key.
Yeah.
What if there is nothing discovered, but there's a fire? Then we find out retroactively there's a problem. What do we do?
Then we have to go in back and look at evaluate what the system was and how it was installed. I did want to make one point. I think I glossed over this or just failed to mention. One of the issues that we looked at specifically was the fire in London, and we made significant modifications in our building codes relative to what's called metal composite materials section, which is this foam over metal. So it's either limited in taller construction or has to pass a very rigorous NFPA test in order for it to be applied to taller buildings.
How about residential installation, too?
There's regulations in the codes that address foam construction with a thermal barrier and the minimal thickness that's allowed by the code.
Or maximum thickness?
Oh, I'm sorry, maximum, yes. Yeah, for the record, maximum thickness.
I stopped a contractor down the street from my house last week, and I just went over and I tested the depth, and it looked like it was well within 2 knuckles. So it was, to me, a safe depth, but nevertheless, you know, he wasn't licensed. They're selling this stuff door to door. Can we do anything about that?
So those should be permitted installations, and so, yeah, we could engage code enforcement if there's a contractor doing work without a permit in that type of application.
Okay. I just think we should let the public know that they better be careful they're playing with more than fire there. Okay. I will support, if the union says there is not 1% difference in safety, I will support the motion, and then, of course, you know, we can carry this on at council. I don't want to delay the meeting any longer, but I want to make sure.
Todd
you guys are on the
Inglesby,
record.
Professional Firefighters of Nevada. Councilman, there is a change. We feel that the changes that we negotiate in there do provide the level of safety for our firefighters and our citizens that we're comfortable with. But if you're asking if there is a change from what's currently in NRS, there is. You're correct, absolutely 100% correct.
I guess this is not the venue, because I think we need to know more about, in specific, exactly what you're talking about. You got a position, our guys have a position, but we have a different position sometimes because we got to represent the folks living in them. Okay.
Correct, yes, sir.
So I need to have a detail on that, what you're talking about. I realize you're not breaking negotiation here. You've got a deal of some kind, but I need to know exactly what you've dealt on.
If you
You
put...
can submit that to me in writing, by the
Okay.
way, because
Okay.
I don't want to delay the meeting, and same thing, Chief, okay?
Okay,
You know,
good.
I'll go ahead and support the motion today, but
Okay.
with reservations until I know more.
Well, I
Yes,
tell
sir.
you what, I just want to, thank you all for working on this. I know there was a divide at the beginning, and you guys came up and said, can you just obey it? You think you can work it out? And you did. And when we get you smart people together, we usually come up with a result, and we did here. And you believe this is a safe way to go. You believe this is a safe way to go. I believe that you have your constituents' safety as your primary concern, and I'm glad we came up with an agreement here that, again, is going to be great for our community. So I appreciate you doing that. And I believe Councilwoman Fiore has a motion to make.
Yes, a motion to approve 4 through 12 with the amendment on number 4.
Okay, all those in favor, go ahead and vote.
Aye.
Yeah,
You can hear them in one motion.
let's do them separately, because 2 have amendments, and we want to make sure the record's clear on
Which ones have amendments? I just thought it was number 4.
them. 4 and 5 have amendments.
Okay.
All right, so you want us to do each one individually? Okay, Councilwoman Fiore.
Okay, so let's motion to approve item number 4 with amendment.
Very good. We have a motion. Go ahead and vote.
That'll go forward as a first amendment to the full council.
Thank you. And that passes unanimously. Item number 5.
Item number 5, motion to approve with the amendment.
Thank you. Go ahead and vote.
Also as a first amendment to the council.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 6.
Motion to approve item number 6.
Thank you. Go ahead and vote. And post. Motion carries unanimously. Item
Motion
number
to
7.
approve item number 7.
Go ahead and vote. And post carries unanimously. Item number 8.
Motion to approve item number 8.
Thank you. Go ahead and vote. And it posts as unanimous vote. Item number 9.
Motion to approve item number 9.
Thank you. And post carries unanimously. Item number 10.
Motion to approve item number 10.
And post carries unanimously. Item number 11.
Motion to approve item number 11.
Thank you. And post, okay, great. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 12.
Motion to approve item number 12.
Thank you. And post, motion carries unanimously. Great. Thank you very much for all your work out there. I appreciate it. These will go to the August 15th City Council meeting as recommended. Item number 13, it was not supposed to be on the agenda. This item has gone to the, it's August 15th. It's also, okay, this will be on the August 15th City Council meeting. It's going to bypass recommending, so if I could have a motion to strike item number 13, that would be great.
Motion to strike item number 13.
Thank you. Go ahead and vote. And post. And carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, item number 14, citizen participation. Any other public comment, anything you want to comment on item number 14? Anybody out there? Okay, that's it. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your work, and we will see you all Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luann. Thanks, Mr. Coughlin. Thanks, Val.